Hi, kindergarten. Today we are working in our math book again. It's the big thick one, volume 1, and we are on page 185. The page numbers are here at the bottom. Go ahead and turn pages until you get to 185. If your number doesn't have a 1 in front of it, you're not very close. So I want you to go ahead and try to do it. Don't have a grown-up do it. You're in charge of finding 185. And once you get there, we are going to be working on numbers 13 and 14. These are tricky numbers. Teen numbers are especially tricky for me and for most kindergartners. So today, we're going to do a similar thing that we did with our 11s and 12s. The teacher directions are here at the bottom. The first says, trace the number. So you'll need a pencil, and we're going to trace the number. Trace means to write on top of writing, or to draw on top of drawing. And right here, the number has already been written for us, so we're going to trace it. Where do we start our numbers? At the top. Nicely done. Start at the top, pull straight down, back to the top, circle forward, number 3. You'll notice that I don't pick up my pencil in between the top and the bottom part of the 3. Start at the top, circle forward, don't pick it up, circle forward, 3. 13 is a 1 and a 3. The 1 represents 10, and the 3 is for 3. Anytime we have two numbers right next to each other, or two numerals, the first one represents a bigger place value. So in this case, 2 numbers, we have some 1s and 1 10. That will keep making more sense the more we practice teen numbers and numbers beyond 20. So in this case, we know 13 is 10 and 3. So this is the 10 and this is the 3. We're going to actually go ahead and build it. So the instructions at the bottom say to use red counters to show the number in the 10 frames. Count and say the number of objects. Trace the counters to show the number. So you can use your red and yellow counters in here. If you would like, you can use your red and blue counters in here instead. We don't have enough of these cubes in here to use, so those won't be an option. Or if you have something else in your home that you want to use as a counter, you could use those too. So you can go ahead and use your red and yellow counters like the book says. I'm going to use my paper clips because that's what I have. So trace the number. Check. Use counters to show the number in the 10 frames. So here are the 10 frames. We always start at the top and finish the first 10 frame first before we move on to the next one. I'm going to fill up the 10 frames and I'm going to say the number as I go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These don't fit perfectly, and that's okay. 9, 10. What number am I building? Oh, 13. 10. If a 10 frame is full, we can call it a 10. 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm going to count just to make sure that I got it right. 1. I'm actually going to use point and count instead of touch and count because these move around a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. All right, there are 13. The last number I said out loud is 13. That means that there are 13. Use counters to show the number in the 10 frames. Count and say the number of objects. Check. Trace the counters to show the number. Okay, I'm going to trace them. I'm going to start here because I think it'll be a little easier. And instead of trying to trace around them, I'm actually going to move it and draw a picture. I'm counting in my head. Nice. Trace the counters to show the number. Check. Alrighty, 10 and some more. 10, 11, 12, 13. Now, go ahead and turn the page. We'll do the first couple together. So we're going to work on 13 and 14 today. So, count the objects, say how many. Show the number, and then trace the number 3 times. So I'll count the objects. I could count every single one of them, or I could do the more efficient way, which means the quicker way, and count knowing that the 10 frame at the beginning is full. So I'll do one of each to show you. I'm going to count all the objects here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There are 13 cups. Or I could count it the quicker, the more efficient way, knowing that if a 10 frame is full, we can call it a 10. So this one is full. We know that's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There are 14 bowls. So there were 13 cups, I know because I counted all, and there were 14 bowls, I know because I counted one. For both of those, I used touch and count. I touched every single one as I counted. I could also use point and count where my finger's up high in the sky. I could use look and count where I just use my eyeballs. That one is a little trickier for me to remember which one I'm on. So with each of these, you can go ahead and build them either on the 10 frame that came in your packet or on a regular piece of paper. You could build 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And then write the number. Where do we start our numbers? At the top. Pull straight down. Circle forward, circle forward. Repeat it. Pull straight down. Circle forward, circle forward. Repeat it. Pull straight down. Circle forward, circle forward. You have some extra space over here if you'd like to try it on your own. Pull straight down. Circle forward, circle forward. Ooh, more space over here. Pull straight down. Circle forward, circle forward. Miss Paul, what if I write it backwards? If this is your error, that's okay. Just go ahead and erase it and try again. Now, if you get tricked and you go like this number is not 13 anymore. This is 31. Double check to make sure that you have the 10 and then the 3, or the 1 and then the 3. The 1 represents 10, we remember. So the 1 says a whole 10s frame, and the 3 says, and 3 more. Go ahead and do the same with the mugs down here. Oops. These blue bowls, and then 2 more things of your choosing. So you might go in the same theme where we've done cups and mugs, and maybe you're going to do spoons or plates or forks or chopsticks or something else that fits in these. Show the 10 frame that matches the number. Again, show the 10 frame that matches the number. And then at the very end, this one is tricky. It says problem solving. So go ahead and put on your mathematician's hat. There's your hat on top of your head. It says count the objects, say how many. Draw more to make 13. So this top one, you're trying to make 13. And at the bottom one, count the objects, say how many. Draw more to make 14. So there are some you need to make it get to 13. So you're not going to fill all of them. You're going to fill only up until you get to 13. And at the bottom, find out how many there are and then make it 14. These are super tricky. If you want extra to practice, you can do the My Homework section for number 14 and 13 as well. Count the objects, say how many, trace the number. Write the number 2 times. Count the objects, say how many, trace the number, write the number 2 times. This part is optional. So this one you do only if you want to. But let's see, page 185, 186, 187, and 188 are required. You must do those ones. You may do this one. I'm super excited to see all the math that you get to do today. Ooh, practicing team numbers is one of my favorite things to do. Send me a photo when you are all done.